All right, welcome back. This one here is my 1946 Chevy, and had some fun with this. Took it to the Charlotte Auto Fair with Village Customs earlier this year. It's the first real build that I ever tried. Chopped 3 inches out of the roof, did all sorts of stuff to it. So basically it's entirely custom. It's got a Ferguson tractor hood, all sorts of fun stuff like that. Anyways, long time ago, I tried to put flamethrowers in it, and I will take you under there. I'll show you what I did before. But basically, all I did is I put an ignition cutoff, and basically the way it would work is I got the coils in the back, and basically what you do is you floor the engine, you turn the ignition off, you're dumping fuel through the cylinders, you're washing your cylinders down, and then there's spark plugs in the exhaust pipes that shoot flames temporarily. I'll put a short little video or a picture of when I had it going. It's not really great flamethrowers, but it worked in a pinch, and it was the first thing I ever tried. So what I'm going to do today is actually upgrade it so we got a system where we have dedicated fuel going into the exhaust and a better ignition system with a bunch of relays to actually get some consistent spark into that spark plug that's in the exhaust tip so that we can get some real flames shooting here. So I'm going to take you underneath. It's on the lift already. And we'll get under there. I'll show you how bad it looks for what I did before and how we're going to fix it just so we can make some awesome flames for our cool truck here. So anyways, let's get after it. All right, so we'll take you under here and I'll show you. Please don't hold any judgment. This was the first time I ever tried anything like this. So you can see here we got our bung with our spark plug welded in there. Again, switch on the dash, turns off the ignition, dumps raw fuel, runs all the way through the exhaust pipe, and you got your plug here. The way I wired that up was we got our coil here, but I had to, intermittently turn on, off, on, off, on, off so we could get some spark here. And the way I thought of doing that before was with a flasher relay, which, yeah, it works, it sparks, it goes click, 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 but it's not a constant spark like a taser. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this out for an actual relay setup, and we're gonna get much better spark. But also what I'm gonna do is run a fuel line, and I'm actually gonna take this out here, because from what I've read and what I've watched on the old YouTube, is that we want this plug, the spark plug, welded much closer, come around here to the tip of the exhaust pipe. So when I put this in, I had much different tires. We might need to adjust this, or we're gonna be cooking off maybe part of our tire here. Everything's temporary anyway, so maybe that's good. I don't know. It makes for good sticky burnouts, I guess, on the Mickey Thompsons here. So anyways, back to this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the spark plug closer to the tip here, and I think that's probably just to get a little better air-fuel ratio as you're dumping your fuel in here to shoot it out. And I will take you over to the workbench, kind of show you what I have laid out here. We got some relays that we're gonna wire up. I have a separate fuel pump. We're gonna weld these in. These are actually pressure washer tips that I found. And I tried this out with a little electric fuel pump that I bought. So what we're gonna do is weld this in where that spark plug bung was. And then this will be shooting our fuel into the exhaust so that we've got something to combust. So I'm not gonna go through like a tutorial on how to do the wiring. There are a bunch of different videos that are gonna go into detail on actually how you wire these things up. I mean, I'll show you me doing it, but I would refer you to Make It Custom is one of them that has a really excellent tutorial. So you can watch me do this, but go elsewhere to actually learn how to do it correctly with the wiring and everything as far as that setup goes. So that being said, I'm going to take out the old stuff that I have in here and come up with an alternative wiring setup, and then plumb in our fuel as well. So first things first, I'm just going to undo these and then bring them back to the bench to do some work on them. All right, well, here's the next night update, because last night I got exceedingly frustrated, and then I realized I did it all entirely wrong. So I'll clean this up and I'll tell you my mistakes here in a moment. But anyways, I took all the pins out of the connector here just for ease of access to the wires so I could hook them up correctly. Believe it or not, all of this madness is set up correctly. Clearly, this is not a permanent connection, but nonetheless, we do have everything ready to go here. And I'll take my little switch here, and we should see some electricity happening. So there you go. All right, let me clean this up, and I will explain what I figured out last night and into today. Here is my my diagram that I have, and I will draw this out a little bit better and where the things are supposed to go, and I will actually post a clear shot of that so anyone who might watch this can understand exactly what is happening. So let me neaten things up here in a moment, and then I'll get back to you. All right, well, here's my relay board and my diagram, and I'm going to go through this and show you what you need so that if you want to put this together, you can, I have the part numbers over here so that you can buy this stuff and put it together. So I just have it screwed to this board because I wanted to do bench testing, which is good because we got everything fired up and hooked up as you saw there just a moment ago. So what do we have here? Well, first things first, we have a 4-pin relay. That is a Dorman. Yep. 84601. That's a 4-pin relay here. Okay, power comes into your 30. You can see here we've got a 30 amp fuse coming into this. 85 is going to be your ground, and I've got that a common ground to the other relays. 86 is going to be a little switch. You can see I've got a switch wired up over here. The 87 pin is going to go to the other positive side of the relays. So it goes into 30 on this side because 30 is the in from the battery. So you've got your 87 from this going out to the 30 pin on these two relays. It also connects to the positive wire of the condensers down here. So the positive wire coming out of the condenser connects to the power. 87A, if you do use a 5-pin relay here, would be empty. Okay, then we move on to these two relays. As I said, the power coming from this relay goes into 30. 85 comes out and it connects to the negative side of the condenser and 87A, and then that continues to the ballast resistor. 86 is the ground. 87 on these two will be empty, and 87A will connect to 85 and the negative side of the condenser. Okay, once we get over to the ballast resistor here, I have this part number here. It is a standard, and it is RU12, or is it K24151. These will be in the description. Then on the other side of your ballast resistor, that goes to the positive side of your coil. Got one going to each coil. And then on the negative side, that just goes to the common ground. And then your coil wire comes out here to your spark plugs. And of course, the spark plugs have to be grounded for this to ignite. So my error yesterday was that I had all 4-pin relays, which doesn't work because then this one cannot tell these ones to turn on and off so rapidly because you don't have these connections between the 85 and the 87A. And so that was my mistake. You can see my pile of leftover parts here, and this was my diagram of my pins for the other connector. So anyways, I will lay out a diagram like this and much better, that looks a lot better, so that you can follow this mess here. But what we're going to do, probably not tonight, is we're going to take this circuit board and we're going to bolt this into the truck so that everything is self-contained in one area. I'm of course going to have to extend my negative leads here. I'm going to have to connect this to the battery and this to my switch that's in the cab of the truck. But that's that for tonight. It took me a while to get this far, so that's kind of my learning process, and hopefully you got the part numbers there that'll help you put this together yourself. All right, well, it is much later in the week. I think 5-6 days went by and I didn't get a chance to come work on this project at all. So in the meantime, I've been kind of scheming and thinking about options for this as far as where we're going to run the exhaust pipe, as far as what we might do for a hanger and things like that. And I was thinking also about how we're going to, get a fuel supply to it. Where are we going to put that? Am I going to run an auxiliary tank? At first, I thought I was just going to run straight gas, and then I was doing some reading online, and it seems like most people are running a mix of like diesel and gas, so you get bigger billowy flames, things like that, maybe kerosene. There's all sorts of different stuff you can find online. So anyways, I came up with a plan of running an auxiliary tank, and then I went to a little small engine place that's right around the corner here, and he said, yeah, just go look through the junk pile, and I found one for free. So we got that. And then the other thing is, let me flip the camera around here and I'll show you what I came up with over here. All right, so here's what I came up with. This is just a toolbox that I got at a flea market, I think for 10 bucks. And I think I'm gonna put my control stuff, my control module, we'll call it, in here. This is the gas tank that I got for free from the little small engine place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a bracket for this in here. I'm going to mount my fuel pump in here, and then this stuff can just get bolted into the bed of the truck. I'm just going to take this whole thing, drill some holes through that into the bed of the truck, and then this can be mounted in the bed. I was considering running it under the bed, but then kind of, this stuff would be exposed and things like that. So what I'm going to do is figure out how to mount this stuff, make some brackets for this, and then I will show you when I'm all finished with this. I'm going to put some dielectric grease on these. I'm going to neaten up some of the wiring and things like that. But that's the plan. I think we'll just reuse this cheapo. I think this is actually just a homemade thing. Somebody fabricated this on their own, I believe. And then we can run that in the back of the bed up in there somewhere. So I'm going to work on doing this over here, and then I'll show you when I'm all finished putting this together. All right, well, here's the deal. It's entirely too late for me to actually get this thing finished like I wanted to for this week's video. So we're going to divide this up into two parts. We're going to do, this one's going to be focused on the electrical stuff, and then the next one's going to be focused on the plumbing and the exhaust. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just flip the camera around and I'll show you what I did in my toolbox there that has my electrical stuff and my fuel tank. And then I'll put the last part of this video will be the diagram. I'll break it down so that everybody can see how they should be wiring this up so that they can get their spark for their exhaust and their flamethrowers. So let me turn the camera around. I'll show you what I did in there just to kind of wrap things up. And then next week, we'll have some custom exhaust done and we'll be throwing some flames. So anyways, I'm going to sign off from here. I'll show you what I did in the box and then see you next week. All right, so I just jumped in the bed of the truck here so I can show this to you. This is my toolbox from the flea market. I've got my wiring in here. I just spaced everything out a little bit from the back. I put carriage bolts from this through the bed. So this is rock solid secured to the bed. I got my fuel tank in here and outlets on the bottom. It goes to this little inline fuel pump that I got. I got my grommet down through the bed. So I just got soft line in here so it can wiggle a little bit, of course, and then we're gonna run steel lines from the bottom here to the exhaust next week. I've got my positives coming out and we're gonna have to pass those down through the bottom so we can run a switch up front. We can run power to the relays and all that kind of stuff. And then this one, of course, is power to our pump. So anyways, no time this week to actually finish this up. Just kind of wanted to show you how I mounted this in here. This is where everything's gonna live. Not super extravagant or elaborate, but I think it'll function just fine for what it is. So I'll put the wiring diagram here at the very end, and that's it. So anyways, thanks for checking it out. And I will be shooting some flames next week, or at least that's the plan. So Thanks for checking it out. See you later.